So here we go. What's up, guys? Okay, excuse me. Welcome, hello. As you know, my name is Adam Steele, and today I'm going to do a little bit of a personal storytelling. So I've been through a lot in my life. A little while back, I fell from a ladder, probably one of the most recent things besides being hit by a drunk driver. Fell from a ladder from like 14 feet, landed on my side on concrete. You can see the video on our page. It's crazy when 240 pounds bounces off the concrete. Anyway, before that, like it dislodged and tore two of my ribs off my spine, and they were floating for a long time. Super crazy. But in 2018, I had fallen through the deck on a ship and landed on an engine while welding, and got a lateral fracture on my spine and ruptured a disc. And I had a pretty basic surgery at Alvarado Hospital through the Spine Institute, and it was very basic, I guess, like a minimal thing. I'm sure like back surgeries go, you don't want to go crazy, but now since we moved to Warehouse and everything, I haven't really had the opportunity to slow down with anything that I do, and I can't afford to, essentially. Like we got a lot going on, and as the guys know too. So I went and got, after, I said, what was it, like March or April, right? Like when it started to get bad, I think. You guys remember? It's like, yes. Anyway, so March and April is when, essentially from work, and then I was on a plane for an extended period of time and just started noticing the pain. I've always been experienced pain, but like, I guess getting debilitating to the point where one morning I couldn't stand up. Like it was like paralyzing amount of pain. And I've been blown up, shot, burned, stabbed. I've been hit by a fucking car, like, all kinds of things, from the military to life and stuff I've just been through. I've been crushed. I had major heart surgery in 2015 after I had died. I had a fatal pericardium from being crushed and stuff like that. And so, been through a lot. So my pain tolerance is pretty high, I guess, in general, like with people that have experienced a lot of traumas. And so it was difficult for me to like realize, oh, hey, this is a serious pain, until it became debilitating, like essentially paralyzing. And so I went and got checked out in the ER. I think it was June, July, like we're August. Yeah. So it was, it was probably more like July. And anyway, the MRI report I pulled up, it's extremely long. Essentially, I have ruptured and just blown out spinal stenosis and kenosis and degenerative disc hypertrophy and like a few other things. The neurosurgeon walked in and he's like, oh yeah, you're having the back surgery. I think it's the L4, L5, right? I think we could just go in and he was looking over his shoulder, just go in and maybe shave a little bit. It shouldn't be that bad. And I'm like, I'm sitting there because it's the first time I've met the neurosurgeon for this coming up surgery on Thursday in 3 days. And I'm like, oh, I've already had surgery there. Are you sure you have the right notes? And he looks back over his shoulder. He's like, oh, it was the patient from before. So he pulled up my medical records with the imaging and my current status, and he like whispered through it real quick, and then put his hands in his face in his hands, and told me he thinks that they need to do like a 3-level surgery. And so on Thursday, they're going to open me from the front. They're going to go in and remove the cartilage disc tissue from my L5S1 and L4, L5. They're going to hopefully get it all. So because I have ruptured discs that have not only gone out and impinging both my S1 and L5 nerves roots, so my legs essentially don't work. Like I'm probably at like 50% of actual mobility and like flexion because of the nerve is squashing from my back is squashing the nerve. And so like I fall down, like if I'm not careful getting in and out of my truck. Things like that. I have to be super careful. I think I've done a good job not making it obvious. I know some people, and I want people to understand this, that it's important that you take care of yourself when you know you're in pain and something's wrong. But it's also equally important that you keep a strong mental state and you don't let it become debilitating. Because the worst thing with any trauma, speaking from a person who's been through enough trauma for 7 lifetimes, that you can't let something slow you down up here when it's slowing you down in your body, like the rest of you. Because you'll get stuck in it. And like it's become a common term that the surgeon even responded to, that you might be still worried that you're hurt and then continue to essentially act like you are. And it's a very scary and weak mental state. And so I just want people to know that you don't have to do that, and you have the option to keep a strong mindset. You could ask anybody on my team in the Warhouse family if they if they even known that I've been this like hurt for months. And outside of not being able to train for like the last 3, almost 4 months, probably won't find that they really noticed me slow down much. Although I definitely have a little bit. Anyway, and so yeah, I just want people to know that it's important. And so they're going to remove my discs. They're going to insert spacers that are a complex, like carbon nanotube complex, 3D printed, as well as titanium plates to fuse my spine together. And then they're going to go in from the back and do the 3rd level up, the L3, L4. And so it's a pretty major surgery. I'll be cut open. My guts will be rearranged for a minute. And then they're going to also go in from the back. So hopefully recovery won't be too crazy. I would be lying if I wasn't like nervous. I mean, I've had a lot of surgeries, but this is probably the biggest one. If I wasn't like saying like not scared, but like nervous, you know, I catch myself not really worried about the surgery itself, but with everything we do, worrying about, like afterwards, like how long is it going to take me to recover? Hopefully it's quick. You know, I don't want to have things I need to do and stuff like that. And so with everything that's going on, the boys are going to help me document. I think it'll be fun. I want to go from essentially being flat on my back to competing again, or being able to compete for the first time would be ideal. I think it would be amazing. And I want to build more gyms and other things with all you guys. So we're going to get my wheels back. I used to have sweet trunks, and now I have sweet potato fries. Thank you everybody for watching, and remember, no matter what you're going through, everything that happens up here is what directs your life and how you choose to, you know, receive things. So make sure that you stay strong for yourself, you know, mentally as much as you can physically. And so the 3 big takeaways here, Miguel told me to mention, are take care of your back, so don't get hit by a drunk driver while walking, don't fall off of a ladder from about 15 to 20 feet and land on concrete, and don't break your back falling through a ship landing on a giant engine. So as long as you avoid those 3 key things, you should be okay. All right, you guys, thank you. I'll catch up with you. All right, see you.